Hi everyone, I am Dr. Muhammad Hafiz, Department of Ophthalmology, KIMS Karwar. Today I will be talking about cataract. Its definition and classification is one of the question for UG exam. Coming to the definition of cataract, cataract is a word which is derived from a Greek word called as cataractus, which means waterfall. Earlier they assumed cataract is nothing but a white colored fluid which is coming in front of the eye. So they call it as a waterfall. So that's how the word waterfall in Greek it is called as cataractus. That's how the word cataract came. Coming to the proper definition of cataract is the development of any opacity in the lens or its capsule. Now the developmental of opacity can be while forming the lens fiber itself, the formation of opacity can occur. In such condition occur in congenital or developmental cataract, or otherwise already normal fibers have been formed. Then the opacification takes place. Due to some degenerative process or diseases. This occurs in acquired cataract. So in acquired cataract, already normal fibers were there, which gets opacified. But in congenital cataract, opacified lens fiber itself is getting laid down. So that is the small difference between congenital, developmental and acquired cataract. Classification. Coming to the classification, the cataract can be classified in two ways. One is etiological classification, that means based on the causes. What are the prominent causes? Or based on the morphology. Morphology means size, shape and location. Based on size, shape and location, morphological classification you can do. Under etiological classification, based on the cause, it can be a congenital, that is congenital or developmental cataract, or it can be an acquired cataract. Acquired. So in acquired, I would like you all to remember a mnemonic called as stem cord. Stem cord. Don't forget this mnemonic. While coming to the classification, acquired cataract will understand what is stem cord. So otherwise it is very difficult to remember all the causes of acquired cataract. So for the time being you remember stem cord. T is twice there. To understand morphological cataract, what you should know is the main structures of the lens. The main structures of the lens would be the capsule. The outermost is the capsule. Then just inside that you have a cortex, layer of a big cortex. Then centralmost you have a nucleus. You have a capsule, then you have a cortex, then inside you have a nucleus. So these three structures you should remember. So based on morphology, the cataract can occur in the capsule, or it can occur in the cortex, or it can occur in the nucleus. The morphological classification would be, one is subcapsular, just below the capsule. The cortical fibers which is not in the main cortex, just below the capsule, this is called as subcapsular cataract. And there is something called as polar cataract, which occurs, as you all know. What is polar? What is pole? We have discussed in the anatomy of the lens classes. The surface is anterior surface and posterior surface. The center of that it is known as pole. Any cataract occurring at this point, which this polar cataract includes a part of capsule and the part of cortex. Part of capsule and the part of cortex includes in the polar cataracts. It can be in the anteriorly or posteriorly. So it is called as polar cataract. Then there is a place between cortical and nuclear. No, the cataract is not exactly at the cortex proper or at the nucleus. So it is an area between the cortical and the nuclear. It is called as supranuclear. So there is a supranuclear cataract. So it's very easy to remember if you go by a logic and go by a proper understanding. The classification is very easy to remember. Coming to the congenital cataract. So listen, the details and the photography of all these classes will be taken in the coming session. This class is particularly done for the sake of examination, how you can best remember the classification of cataract, because classification of cataract is a very important question. It can come as a part of the main question. So you should remember this class is taken to how best you can remember the classification of and definition of cataract. Coming to the congenital cataract can be capsular cataract. As you all know, capsule. Remember capsule. So capsule is, there is an anterior capsule, there is a posterior capsule. As simple as that. Then there is a congenital polar cataract. Polar means nothing but the center of the anterior surface and the posterior surface, which includes the part of a capsule and a part of a cortex. Cataract is formed at a tiny portion of the center of the anterior and posterior surface, anteriorly or posteriorly. Respectively, we have an anterior polar cataract and posterior polar cataract. Very easy to remember. Now, this you should remember. Then you have a congenital nuclear cataract. Congenital nuclear cataract can be a cataracta pulverulenta. Pulverulenta is a word derived from pulverization. You know what is pulverization? Pulverization is the process where things are made into a tiny powdery particles. So in this cataracta pulverulenta, there will be powdery-like cataracts in the nucleus. Powdery-like cataracts, very much powdery type. So such type of cataract is known as cataracta pulverulenta. Then you have a lamellar cataract. Lamellar cataract in the nucleus, a part of, for example, when the nucleus is getting laid down, earlier part of nucleus is laid down. Further, when there is a nucleus is getting laid down, there is a congenital problem which is going on, which makes only a lamella, only a shell of the nucleus. Only a particular area in the nucleus forms a cataract, one shell. So that is such kind of cataract is also known as lamellar cataract, also known as zonular cataract. Particular zone is formed cataract. Then you have sutural or axial cataract. As you all know, different types of suture. You have Y-shaped suture, anterior Y-shape, posterior Y-shape. After that you have dendritic suture. So these are sutural cataract or axial. The sutures are there in the axis of the lens. Namely, you have floriform, which is flower shaped. Then you have coralliform. Coralliform means corals, which you will find in the seashore, especially in lagoon islands. You will find different types of coral. So I'll show all these pictures in the next class. Then you have a spear shaped cataract. Then you have an anterior axial embryonic cataract. Then you have dendritic suture. The sutural cataract can be a dendritic suture or Y-shaped suture. Then in congenital cataract, you have a congenital nuclear cataract. You have a total nuclear. Nothing like this. Whole nucleus is gone for cataract. It's called as total nuclear cataract. So things are very easy to remember. In congenital cataract, one more cataract will be generalized cataract. It's not restricted to cortex, polar or anterior capsular nucleus, or generalized cataract. In that case, you have a coronary cataract. Corona is nothing but, what is corona? Corona is nothing but crown or circle. So it will be at the top or below, like a crown it will be there. So it is called as coronary cataract. Then you have blue dot cataract. Blue dot cataract is nothing but is a generalized dot, not like pulverulenta. There's slightly bigger dots. You will have, especially at the peripheral, you have bigger dots. So when you see through slit lamp, it appears blue in color. So this is called as blue dot cataract. Then you have a total congenital cataract. Everything is getting cataractus. It's called as total congenital cataract. Then you have membranous cataract. Membranous cataract is the lens has lost its substance and become a membranous-like structure. It is no more thicker. The lens is not thick. It's just a membrane. It forms a membrane and it has become a cataract. So it is called as membrane cataract. So congenital membranous cataract. Coming to the acquired cataract. Coming to the acquired cataract, I asked you to remember a movement called as STEM. Namely, you have S for senile cataract, then T for traumatic cataract. Senile cataract is a common cataract which occurs above the age of 50 to 60 years. This is the most common cataract you see. You have nuclear cataract, you have a cortical cataract, you have a posterior subcapsular cataract. So you have in cataract associated with trauma, it's called as traumatic cataract. Then you remember E, that is your electrical cataract. Electric cataract is due to any electric current passing through the body which causes cataract. Then you have M, metabolic cataract. Any metabolical problem, for example diabetic, chalcosis, copper metabolism, any disorder in the metabolism causing cataract. Hypocalcemia, anything. Then you have stem, according stem over. Then you have C for you have a complicated cataract, any disease causing complicated cataract. Then you have O for osseous, bone disease causing cataract. Then you have R for radiation induced cataract. A person is getting exposed to radiation and that causing cataract is called as radiation cataract. Then you have D, that is term called D is for dermatogenic cataract. Actually, this name is misnomer. What you should remember is dermatogenic cataract is a misnomer. It is not the skin disease which is causing the cataract. It is the cataract associated with skin disease. There is no cause and effect relationship between the skin disease and the cataract. It is this cataract associated with the skin disease. So then the proper word would be syndermatotic cataract. Syndermatotic cataract. So, but your level you can remember it as a dermatogenic cataract. This cataract is associated with your atopic dermatitis and other skin diseases. Then other cataract will be miscellaneous syndrome. This you can either include in the congenital cataract or in the acquired cataract, dystrophia myotonica, Down syndrome, Loeys syndrome, Treacher-Scholin syndrome. The reason why you can include here is it can be developmental cataract or congenital cataract or any disease process which is affecting them and causing an acquired cataract, also possible in this condition. Coming to the posterior subcapsular morphological classification of the cataract, I have already explained to you in the previous slide. See, it's very easy. What you have to remember is, first thing is your cortical cataracts. Cortical cataract, namely you have an anterior cortical cataract, then you have a coronary cataract. Coronary cataract or peripheral corona. Corona is nothing but a crown-like sphinx, peripheral cortical cataract. Then you have polar cataract, can be anterior polar or posterior polar. This posterior polar sometimes pops out from the surface of this thing. So in such condition it is called as pyramidal cataract. High degree of astigmatism can be present here. Then you have a lamellar. See, lamella, as I told you, is forming a shell-like thing around the nucleus. Forget if you find everything else in this lens is normal. If you are finding only lamellar cataract, that means at that particular time when the fibers was being laid down in the nucleus, patient has some problem, some metabolical problem, some fiber laying problem which cause cataract at that time. Previous to that also there will be a clear lens. Post after that also there will be a clear lens. Only that particular time patient can have a problem that is called as lamellar cataract, also called as zonular cataract. So particular lamella is forming cataract or particular zone is forming cataract. Then posterior subcapsular cataract just below the capsule, forming a cataract. Posterior subcapsule is nothing but a part of cortical cataract. Then coming to reduplicate cataract. Reduplicate cataract is there is a formation of duplication of cataract. For example, there is a formation of a pyramidal cataract, then a clear lens. There is a formation of a subcapsular cataract, then a part of clear lens, then once again forming cataract. So such kind of cataract is called as reduplicate cataract. Duplicate formation. Okay. With that, we'll end the class. Thank you for your patient listening. If any doubts, any corrections or clarifications to be made, you can most welcome in the comment section of the YouTube. Whatever possible answers, if I know, I'll be sharing it with you. Kindly share, subscribe, and click the bell icon for notification. The detailed class along with the pictures will be coming next. But why I made this class is you have to understand, you have to know it in a just how to classify the cataract, and easy way how to remember this cataract classification, and how you can produce in the exam. If you read it if you remember it in a logical way, how I have explained now, you can easily remember in the exam. Cataract classification won't be a problem for you. The detailed picture of the cataract I will come in the next slide, next presentation. Till then, thank you all. Kindly share and subscribe. Thank you one and all.